for it. Let me just say, for those of you that just joined us, welcome. May the 4th be with you, belated, but welcome to Revenge of the Sixth. That's my little joke there. Anyway, let's kick things off, man. I hope everyone is doing great. For those of you that just joined us, welcome to the room. Definitely excited for today's, episode. I know this one here is special. Danny produced it in that he, has got all the content ready. So I'm really excited about what we're going to talk about today. But before that, what do we got? I think we got some fandom news, don't we?
Yeah, listen. We can't neglect the rest of our audience there. I know not everybody's a Star Wars guy, so we got a little bit for everybody. So we're gonna kick it off with you guys first. So the first thing on the agenda today, apparently, the audience at House of Fandom has spoken, and the world has heard at this point. In its second week, has bombed at the box office. Excuse me. So I don't remember the exact numbers on this one. I think Clark, you and I talked about it. How steep was this drop? Because from what I understand, this set a new record, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, absolutely. Before I get started, though, we're hearing that your sound may be a little too loud. I know you have a really awesome mic, so you may just need to take it down just a slight notch. I guess that's what happens when you get what you pay for, right? Anyway.
Actually, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Clark. I think they were actually saying that you are actually the loud one, not me, on this one.
Oh, I'm the
Sorry,
loud
not
one.
this time.
Oh, okay. Well, pardon me. I did not realize that. So I'm going to take it down a notch. And here's the thing. I want to give you guys some numbers here. For those of you that are just joining, we're talking about Mortal Kombat, the 2021 version. We actually reviewed it last week. We had a great show last week on it. If you haven't already, take a look at it. It was pretty good. But here's the problem. One, the movie in itself as a Mortal Kombat movie was disappointing, and I think the consensus from the entire team was that it was a missed opportunity. So now when you think about the missed opportunity and you think about word of mouth, right? Because it was released on HBO Max and in the theaters. Well, the first weekend it was like $23 million for being in the COVID world. That is amazing, right? The problem is the second week it completely collapsed. We're looking at like 70, almost 76% collapse. It ended up making like $6 million, which is absolutely terrible in any kind of climate that we're in. And so the big concern now is, does this put Mortal Kombat sequels at risk, because Warner Brothers obviously is pumping a lot of money into having a franchise built under Mortal Kombat, and so this puts a little damper in it. I know that Tank has some tidbits that he shared. I remember early on with regards to his theory on it. You want to let the audience know what you were talking about on that matter?
Well, I'm saying that they, even though there was a big drop, they may have already planned for that, with the pandemic and everything, and also I don't know like how much they factor in this how often it was streamed.
Mhm.
Because like I said, I know, like, for one, one instance, not Alento, but my other brother, he said he's watched it like every day since it came out because he was one of the people who really liked it.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know if they factor that. I mean, I already know. I already heard that it made enough money for them to greenlight a sequel.
Right.
Now I don't know how that's. I don't know how many more sequels you're going to get, but I know at least going to get a second one.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I think you're right. I think that there was that buffer built in, and because you have the COVID situation and Warner Brothers releasing it day the same day as at the theaters, it's going to be interesting to see how well this goes. I predict there will probably be a sequel, but I think that they need to get an established director, and as well as maybe up the ante with some well-known names. Your thoughts on that, Danny?
I'm gonna wager you guys right now $50. Cole Young dies in the first 5 minutes of the next movie.
Okay.
No, listen. I mean, everything Tank said is like I completely agree from there. I mean, I actually, ironically, before the show, I mean, I watched it yesterday, last night, and was kind of hoping what Tank said would be the same for me. Like if I watched it a second time, maybe I'd like. No, sorry, but I wanted to agree with you, but I had the same feeling. First 7 minutes, awesome. After that, it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was awful. So it is what it is. But like I said last week, I think there's a lot of positives about it as well too. I think that if they are going to make another one, I think it's going to be different from this one. I think with the feedback that it's going to be more true to Mortal Kombat, which is never a bad thing. I think it's going to show you like the first week, Mortal Kombat fans showed up. Word of mouth came out, so mixed. Next week, absolutely tanks. So clearly, I mean, it wasn't as well received as they wanted it to be. So I think the changes are going to be made. I think we're going to get Johnny Cage. I think Cole Young, hashtag not my Cole Young, is going to be gone. And we're going to get a real Mortal Kombat movie. So better late than never, I guess.
Awesome, man. Awesome. What else we got in that fandom bag, brother?
Yeah, so now we're going to truck it along to our DC side here. Tank really liked the shirts. It's kind of ironic you wore that one today because there's actually news coming out of the CW show The Flash. So, excuse me if I butchered this man's name here. Tom Canavan and Carlos Valdez. Cavanaugh, thank you. I was trying to figure that out for the last 20 minutes before we get on air. Yes, so him and Carlos Valdez leave the show after 7 seasons. So this will be their last season on the show. Now, I will admit, I loved the show when it first came out. I kind of fell off, and I haven't been following as deeply. Tank, do you still watch the show?
Yeah, I still watch it. Every week. Yeah, it has fell off. Great, I'd probably say third, fourth season was when it was really at its best. But I mean, I'm shocked because I was reading the article before like. These are like probably they're both were for series regulars from the beginning. And I'm pretty sure that's like 7 seasons is a long time for a series regular for a show to not lose any series regulars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Watching the show, you can see you can kind of tell that it was going to happen. I mean, with Tom Cavanaugh's character, he can only replay the same person so much, and with Carlos, he replayed
it was kind of like his side chick, like his side, not side chick, his side kick, excuse me. Yeah. Correct if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's where I left it off. So him and Barry are still cool.
Oh yeah. but like they kind of like they haven't replaced him, but they added another character who's pretty much can fill his role. So when they did that, I pretty much knew that they were going to, eventually he was going to be gone.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. Good.
What else we got?
So hey, we got a couple more things here. We're gonna truck along here. So we got some updates on the new DC Superman. So this has been from the press. They're labeling this as the Black Superman film. It is reported that it is not going to be part of the DCU, which I think that's fine. But at this point, guys, I mean, what do you guys feel about the DCU? Do you even feel like it really exists anymore with all these movies we're going to be getting? And I mean, do you think they can actually salvage this and actually make this universe like Marvel does, or do you think they should just give it up altogether and just make solo movies?
Well, I think if it depends on because it depends on where they're going to go. Because obviously they gave up on it. They don't want anything to do with Zack Snyder. I don't know if this new one is in the same world as Batman is. They're trying to start it all over. That would be fine. I did hear another story that they're just going to make the Black Superman just Kal-El. Like he's not going to be Calvin Ellis or Val-Zod. They're just going to retell the story of Kal-El, and he's just going to be black now. Which I'm still going to go watch it, but it's definitely just the lazy route of doing it, in my opinion. But no, I think personally, I think they're still trying to do Aquaman 2. I think they don't know what they want to do. Like obviously they know Aquaman and Wonder Woman made well, not Wonder Woman 2, the first one. They made them a lot of money, and also Shazam. They were well received,
right?
But so they want to keep making those movies, but I don't think they have any plans on making a whole universe like Marvel did.
Yeah, it just kind of feels weird, right? Because we still have Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. She's going to be continuing that role. You just mentioned Jason Momoa and Aquaman. He's still very much Aquaman. Eldridge Miller is still Flash until further notice here. But there's question marks about their Batman, and they have a second Batman movie with Robert Pattinson coming out. Henry Cavill has been well documented what's going on with him in contract negotiations. It doesn't look like it's going to work out. And now they've announced this new rebooted version of Superman. So, Clark, you have literally the most Superman stuff I've ever seen in one room at one time. So I really want to get your kind of feelings on this here. How do you feel about having this new Superman incarnation and the fact that it's not going to be in the DCEU now?
Well, I mean, the first thing I will say is I'm intrigued by what they want to do. I'm not certain that the way in which they're going about it is is a good way, because I feel as though we're retreading on the same type of origin story that we've gone through with, with Superman in the most recent years. 2006 Superman Returns, while it was a loosely jump off from the Christopher Reeve movies. I don't know if you guys knew that, but it was loosely based on that universe or world. But with Henry Cavill and Man of Steel, which by the way is celebrating its this June will be 7 years since it first came out. Man of Steel. Can you believe
Wow.
7 years have gone by? And it just seems like yesterday when it came out. But I think, and in fact, Dave, who's probably in the audience right now, as a viewer, I know that not only we watched it together, but and Kyle, who is obviously our roving correspondent now, he actually attended with me. We all loved it, but I think things started to kind of unravel after that with Batman v Superman, which I think was a mistake. They should have went with Man of Steel and just continue the stories and make new adventures and make new stories. But I think we were too focused on this whole world building, and I think Alento stated it in the chat room. And welcome, Alento, our what do we call that? Our fourth host, right, on the chat room. But he even said that Warner Brothers is simply, and DC rather, is not committed to an entire universe, and it's pretty clear and pretty evident there. So how this goes, I don't know. I've been hearing kind of conflicting things from what Tank said. I heard that it's an entirely new character based in Krypton with the same Superman isk. It's kind of like anybody from Krypton, and everyone needs to know this. Anyone that would have survived Krypton and made it to Earth would obviously have the same powers as Superman has. So we're talking about an entire race of alien beings that would be Superman. So really, when you think of Superman, the word was given to him, the name Superman, but we all know it's Kal-El. Whether they use Kal-El or the other iteration to usher in this take of Superman. It'll be very interesting to see how that pans out. I think race is gonna, I think they're trying a little too much to um, to appease two sides of the coin, like what Tank was saying. And Tank, I don't want to speak for you, but at least from what I gathered was, hey, like let's make a compelling story. We're basically retreading over the same, kind of road driven, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
good
much.
stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
I heard
stuff. Well,
some.
interesting.
In
I'm
the
sorry, you
article,
go first, Hank.
I read an article that they were just trying to like. It was probably someone just joking, but it's like this is Warner Brothers just trying to appease, from all the or from all the bad publicity that he got from Ray Fisher.
Yep, exactly. Yeah,
Mm,
it'll be
didn't consider
interesting.
that.
Let me just give a shout out to Mel Q, Mel Kwan, the General. I don't think he's related to General Zod. Do you guys? You guys know this guy? I don't know him. Anyway, Mel Q, the General. If you're related to General Zod, uh, be careful. Anyway, what else we got to
Don't
close
hurt a
things
finger
out? I
barbecue.
think we got a trailer coming up too. What is it that you have next on our fandom bag?
Yeah, we got something lined up for the viewers out there. So before we do that, we're gonna close it off with something that we haven't talked about in the House of Fandom yet, but something that I think a lot of people would be interested to hear. Game of Thrones has officially started production on their spin-off House of Dragons. They've actually released some new set photos. We'll get in to see a little bit of the House of Targaryen before the actual events of the Game of Thrones series itself here. Some big names on there that I'm familiar with. The gentleman who played Doctor Who so well, was it Matt Smith, if I'm
Hmm.
not mistaken? He's actually on the show. So I don't know about you guys. I was a big fan of Game of Thrones until the finale. So how do you guys feel that Game of Thrones is going to be coming back to us on our screens on HBO once again, now in the form of an actual prequel?
Yeah, it should be. I mean, like I said, I was a fan too. Actually, until like the whole last season. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. But hopefully, this new House of Dragons will be able to redeem it, redeem that last season.
Yeah, I ended up watching Game of Thrones after it, all of the drama of it, so I kind of knew about all the crazy stuff like Red Wedding and everything else that transpired. So for me, it wasn't like I was so invested. I kind of knew certain things, but I was very disappointed with the final season. Actually, no, I was more disappointed in how they handled character arcs, certain characters like the dragon lady as well. So yeah, that definitely there was some challenges there. Um, but yeah, real quick before I forget, before you move on, Danny, I don't think we were. I know we kind of rushed off, and let me just say, Moira, thank you for being the moderator today. As usual, thank you so much. You have, been amazing to be able to come in and, help out with Townie Sports as well as the House of Fandom. So definitely want to give you a shout out and just show some love to our moderator, Moira. Thank you so much. Back to you, Danny.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to the mod father out there taking care of our chats over here in the House of Fandom and all our other channels here that we have. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, just to close out Game of Thrones, I think this one's actually going to be pretty good just because I feel like there's no expectations. It doesn't follow any of the novels there. So, plus we already know how the ending is going to be basically because it's supposed to be for the events of the Game of Thrones. So, I'm excited to go back to that time. I think it's going to be a fun ride. So, but yeah, absolutely. Good stuff, guys. All right, so moving right along, we are going to go into our next part of our show here tonight. Uh, Big trailer dropped. I feel like Marvel, after dropping WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, now Captain Winter Soldier, spoiler alert for those. Yeah, I feel like Marvel just wanted to like let everybody know, hey, listen, we're still out here and we're still the champs. They dropped a bomb trailer, didn't they, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. We're gonna call it. We're not gonna call it. We're just gonna call it a hype video for Phase 4
I feel
of the
like,
Marvel
yeah,
Universe.
someone in their marketing department needs to get the what is that, the hype man award, or like, just because
You know,
they went in and they knocked it out of the park. I was really impressed. But before we talk about it, let's should we play the trailer?
roll the footage,
All
my
right,
man.
let's do it. Marvel Phase 4 trailer now.
I love being with people. It's the most incredible thing in the world.
What are you doing? Oh, this is nice.
That world may change and evolve, but the one thing that will never change, we're all part of one big family. That man next to you, he's your brother. That woman over there, she's your sister.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
That's right.
We're all part of one universe
Wakanda forever!
that moves ever upward and onward to greater glory.
On your left. Avengers!
I've lived a lot of lives. But I'm done running from my past. We have unfinished business.
Who's we? Force. We're the ones who changed everything.
All right, we are back. We are back, and let me tell you, that was a pretty exciting hype trailer, like we were talking about earlier. Danny, what are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I mean, we hyped it up before we dropped the trailer right now. I mean, this thing is amazing. I'm so down for it. I mean, I've honestly been kind of like getting that Marvel fatigue, if I'm being honest. After Endgame, it was just like, okay, well, there goes 10 years of my life. I can get it back now. But once I think I'm out, they're trying to suck me back into this, guys. So, I don't know anything about the Eternals. I don't know much about Shang-Chi. I don't know about any of those characters, but I know Guardians 3 is going to come out. Thor 3 is coming. Thor 4, excuse me, is coming out. I'm still pumped. It just honestly, it feels like I just got an old friend back here. I'm ready to get this next phase going. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'm ready. I was like, like I said, I haven't, like, since we had such a long time without it, I didn't really have that, the fatigue on it. But yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I know very little about Shang-Chi. I'm excited about it. I know zero about the Eternals, but still slightly excited about that one, but not like too excited. But I mean, I'm still gonna watch it. Really excited to see. I'm really excited to see where they go with Black Panther. I want to see what route they take that and how they plan to honor Chadwick Boseman. Interested on like I saw that Blade got delayed till 2022, but there was like nothing about Blade in that whole trailer.
Yeah, I too was really super excited about the title, the Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I thought that was just a really hit it right on the nose. Like let's get the entire world excited. Let's also remember that we have to look at the entire world of Wakanda now, and I think that's
Yeah.
part of it, while honoring the legacy of the late Chadwick Boseman. This is your baby. I mean, I did not know about Bad Batch until most recently. So, what are your where you want to kick us off from here?
Yeah, guys. I mean, well, for starters, I think we do have a trailer for the new batch, so I think it'd probably be a good idea to play that right now. We'll figure out if I can come back.
Yeah,
If not,
and also we'll
audio book version of that for you.
yeah, absolutely. Let's do that right now. Everybody, take a look at this new trailer for, or rather, the final trailer for Star Wars Bad Batch that has been released.
A test is in order. 5 enhanced clones, more capable than an army. Yet they exhibit a concerning level of disobedience in disregard for orders.
What else you got? Give me more!
Our squad's nothing but trouble. But we get the job done.
You're Clone Force 99.
You know who we are.
Hunter.
Let's go.
Echo.
Hyperdrive's online.
Tick.
Prepping to jump.
Ricker.
Let's blow something up.
Yeah!
And Crosshair.
Your move. Ha! We're all you need.
I want Clone Force 99 found and wiped out.
The galaxy's a dangerous place to be.
We need to get out of here. What do you say, kid? You want to come with us?
How can I help?
The Clone Wars have ended.
You can either adapt and survive, or die with the past. The decision is yours.
We do what we do.
Strap in, kid.
I do remember growing up on Star Wars. It obviously is part of the pop culture, part of the fandom. It's one of the reasons why we're doing this show. Meaning anything that we do in the House of Fandom, it talks about fandom in the fandom world, whether it's collectibles, whether it's movies or anything else. Star Wars is special. It reaches just beyond all age groups, I believe, and as well as it just touches the adventure and the excitement of just being in another world, and I think it just came at a time where people were looking for that kind of special effects to really just jump off and pop at you and just be like phenomenal, and that's what Star Wars was, and it just had so many great characters, obviously. So for me, it always has been. I remember being online for Return of the Jedi in 1983, which would have made me 10 years, just turning 10 years old. So I saw it at the age of 9. It's a Jackson Triplex for all my New York people in Queens, Jackson Heights. Shout out. And yeah, and so I remember not being able to make it to the first showing because it was sold out. We waited online and the line was around the block. This is when movies were like, it was an event. When you go to a theater and there's people waiting online, you knew that you were going to see something special. And that's what Star Wars has always been to me. I've collected things as well. So I got a little, Darth Vader style. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I like a little Star Wars. But no, it definitely means a lot to me. Obviously, Superman is number one when it comes to the love I have for a character and a movie. But Star Wars is definitely without a doubt, definitely in my top five. How about you, Tank?
I'm a fan of it. I'm not a huge fan like you guys are of
Oh,
it.
jeez,
I actually never,
Debbie
I didn't
Downer over
see
here. I'm sorry,
what
ignore me. I didn't mean to say that out loud.
the
I'm sorry.
disrespect.
I apologize. I apologize.
But actually, I didn't see the originals until I want to say I was like 14 or 15, whenever the prequel came out. Okay. But I didn't actually see the originals until like I was, the prequels came out. Then a bunch of us had planned to go to the theater, movie theater. Then I was like, well, I should probably watch the originals before before I see this one, even though it's not a prequel. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I would love to be, to be a, I'll probably be more of a Sith than a Jedi, but I would love to have Force powers.
Nice, nice.
That's my big thing, about it. Like, with Star Wars is, I love just, the Force powers and how they use them, and in the lightsaber fights. So we're always dope.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the unique thing about Star Wars, guys, right? I mean, Tank, you just hit it right there. You said you didn't see Star Wars until you're 14 years old because of prequel movies. So that's the special thing about Star Wars, that there's generational fans out there. I mean, depending on who you are or when you saw them, it could be that you're a fan of the original trilogy with Mark Hamill and obviously the great Harrison Ford. Shout out Indiana Jones there, right? And then you can be like Tank, who came in, saw the prequel versions of Anakin Skywalker and Jar Jar Binks and all those other fun characters. Or you can be, somebody
Did
a little
he
bit
do? Wait,
younger
hold on
who's,
one second.
now
I
seeing
gotta
Star
call you
Wars.
out. Did you just say Jar Jar Binks and all those fun characters? Wow. Jar Jar Binks. You love Jar Jar Binks?
Hey, and that's the beautiful thing about Star
Don't
Wars,
evade
folks.
the
You can
question
start
there, Mr.
debates and
Star Wars
arguments
man.
all the time there.
Don't evade the question. Do you or do you not like Jar Jar Binks? It's just a simple yes or no.
I said he's a fun character, like all the characters there. He serves his purpose there. Am I a diehard fan? Do you
I
see a
have
Jar
to
Jar Binks
just,
shirt on
I'm
me?
sorry, Tank.
No.
Can I just, let me just detour for just a quick moment. And
We're gonna move on to
So,
the first
do you
topic,
like
boys.
Jar Jar
We are running
Binks?
short on time.
All right,
Thor, can
fine.
you
Hey,
please
listen,
put the
I'm
mute
sorry,
button on
I'm
Clark on that
handcuffed.
one?
You go ahead and you steer us down the directional. Go ahead.
But my point to close this off here is that there's generational fans. I mean, Tank came in during the prequels. Clark, you and myself were big fans of the original there, and then the younger generation now they now have their Rey Skywalkers, for better or for worse there, right? So yeah, Star Wars is the OG when it comes to franchises and sagas and phases or whatever you want to call your universe this month here. So, I mean,
Saga.
that's the great thing about Star
Yeah.
Wars. I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, everybody they're
Yeah.
the
I
first
mean, we
to do it.
definitely got a lot of
It's
fans out there,
special for
that's for
being number
sure.
one. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So this one here now in this now generation of Star Wars, now we're starting to see more of Star Wars making its presence known on the smaller screens. We kicked it off last season. Mandalorian brought in a lot of fans who may have been turned off by some of the more recent movies, and possibly new people come to Star Wars for the very first time. So Disney is smart now. They've learned their lesson and they want to recapture some of that golden age of Star Wars. And shows like the Bad Batch, which we're going to cover now, are just another part of the equation to keep the everything going here with Star Wars. So yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome. What else you got for us? I mean, I know obviously Bad Batch is going to be, a big topic right now, but obviously this week is a special week, right? For those Star Wars aficionados, what does this week really represent?
Yeah, I mean, this is Christmas for Star Wars fans. Let's call it what it is. May the 4th. I mean, if we weren't in a pandemic right now, I'm sure all the theme parks, like such as the Star Wars Galaxy Edge in Disney, would be slammed with fans right now. Probably be parades going on. Part of it's the merchandise. I mean, the merchandise in itself is a big part of May the 4th there.
Yeah,
I know
merchandise.
a lot of things for Hot Toys that you guys know fully well that I collect those. I'm right by my Star Wars collection
So
for this episode.
so for the fans out there and the viewers that don't know about your extensive collection, if you were to pick your top Star Wars centric, what would you go with?
Sorry, you cut out there, Clark. So I don't know if it's just on my side. Can you repeat that last part of your question?
Which collectible is your favorite? Is what I mean.
Oh, you always ask me that about
I
everything,
just
don't you?
you have such a great
You always poke me on the
listen.
spot.
You guys have such a great um you know you have such a great extensive collection, and I think that it's only fair that people that may not be familiar with your collection, if you just had one that from a Star Wars perspective that you would choose.
Well, there's a lot to choose from, but I mean that's a fair point. There's one that really holds a dear place to me. It's actually from episode 4 of New Hope. Actually, you know what?
Yeah, why don't you grab that? That'd
Yeah,
be
you know what?
awesome,
Hold
man.
on. I'm gonna grab one. I'm gonna grab one real quick here. This one right here is probably my personal favorite of the batch here. So this one here is
Nice.
the Han Solo in the Sky
Can you give it a little
Stormtrooper.
bit more close?
This
Can you
one,
bring it closer to the camera?
yeah.
Just the figure itself.
I
Keep
want to make
going,
sure you
keep
guys
going. Yep, we can see it. Nice.
take a,
Uh,
take a look at that Harrison
yeah, dude,
Ford.
that's awesome, and the likeness is incredible on that. From New Hope, right?
Yeah, this is right from A New Hope. So the trash compactor scene from A New Hope when they're attempting to rescue Princess Leia for the first time. I had to choose one, this one probably holds the most sentimental value to me. But there's a whole
That's
bunch
awesome, man.
behind
I
that you
really love
guys
your
couldn't.
collection, man. I really do, man. And like it just goes to show you, like, so many people need to realize that, in the world of fandom, man, you can just like collect things, you can do so many things. So it's just really cool to see someone like yourself that like has such a passion for it, and you obviously have a beautiful collection, man. I just wanted to call that
Thank
out,
you. I
especially
appreciate that.
because of all the merchandise that Star Wars, pretty much Star Wars created merchandising. You know what I mean? In
Oh yeah,
movies. Very
yeah.
cool,
I
man.
definitely recommend anybody who gets a chance. There's a great show on Netflix called what's it called? It's called The Toys That Made Us. Have you guys ever heard of that one
I
before?
have on
No.
Netflix, right?
Yeah. So excuse me if the title isn't exactly right, but I think it's called The Toys That Made Us. They actually go into Star Wars figures in detail, and the start of it there, and you get to learn more about George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, and his thought process when he was getting these films made. He didn't realize it was going to be as big it was going to be. So he was just a struggling director who wanted to get out there and get his vision out. And studios did not want to produce Star Wars, if you can believe that now, 40 years later. And he made a deal with them. He said, I will shoot this film for cheap and all that stuff, but I want the rights to the merchandise. And today, Star Wars brings in billions of dollars per year on merchandise alone.
Yeah.
Smart man.
Smart man, smart man. I think
Mm-hmm.
the contract,
That's where the real money
yeah, the
is.
contract was legendary, legendary. In fact, 20th Century Fox was really, they were just like, hey, whatever, man, you can have the rights to the sequels and the merchandise. That's exactly the deal. He said you can have whatever money you want up front, but I want a piece if it becomes successful. They didn't think they had a huge hit on their hands, and basically that ended up costing them over $5 billion
Yeah, absolutely.
over the course of
And
time. Very, very good stuff, man.
and here we are now. And Disney bought him out, and he made a gazillion
Yeah, for
dollars. That's
four
the
four
exact number. I
billion.
looked
Yeah,
that
four
up.
billion
I
to be
researched that.
exact.
$4 gazillion. Correct.
Very cool. Very cool. Very
But
cool.
yeah. But thank you for giving me a chance to kind of show off my
Yeah.
small part of
Well,
my
I'll
collection
be
here.
honest. It
Many
wasn't
more to
my
come.
idea. We got a message from the from a viewer that didn't want to go on the chat that said, "Hey, is that Star Wars stuff back there?" They thought they saw stormtroopers. That's what kicked it off.
Oh yeah.
So.
Unfortunately, I'm blocking most of it there, but everything above my shoulder line here is nothing but stormtroopers. That's my favorite thing to collect of everything. I'm a big stormtrooper.
Yeah,
The more variants, the
we've
better.
got huge fans, and we've got Dave O'Donnell, who is a huge Star Wars fan. Huge. He's on there. He's on right now in the chat. Huge Star Wars fan. When I say huge, this guy lives and breathes Star Wars, okay? Lives and breathes and has an extensive collection. You may need to sync up with him, Danny. But Alento, of course, he had, stated that the Lego Millennium Falcon, he'd love to have that. And shout out to Hernan who just joined us as well. Obviously, you're hitting a chord with everyone's feelings about Star Wars, so people are getting nostalgic over here. So awesome, man, awesome stuff.
Well, we did it. That's why we wanted to make sure we gave our viewers a nice full episode of Star Wars today here.
Very
So
cool, man.
yeah, I mean, if you guys are ready, let's talk about the Bad
Hey,
Batch,
yeah,
shall we?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, I mean, let's kind of kick it off here. So, we already kind of mentioned that the beginning parts of this episode here started off with Order 66, like we were just kind of prepping everybody where this time of the saga takes place. You got to see Jedi's right away getting executed. And, if you guys are familiar with the episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, you can tell once the Order 66 happens, all the stormtroopers, it's all games are off here. Everybody's getting shot up. So, we got to follow the Bad Batch and see how they reacted to it, which was unique because they dazed by this. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah. Except for like the sniper guy, like
Crosshair.
yeah, Crosshair. They all, like, I guess that's part of their, they call them defects. I call them enhancements. But I think that's part of them being defect is that whatever they put in this, I think it's a chip or something they put in the stormtrooper that makes them have to follow all orders. They don't
Right.
they don't have. So they hear order like that and they're like, wait a minute, we've been working with these Jedi's for how long? And we're just supposed to kill them for what reason? Just because you say so? So yeah, so that was, and then, but like I said, then outside the fight was like the one dude, he was still, he doesn't, even though he doesn't have that chip, he was still like, an order's an order, so let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the big thing too is, I mean, the gravity of that situation that changed the entire complexity of Star Wars as the legacy shows it there. Because, I mean, when we grew up with the original trilogy, stormtroopers, we were taught to be were bad guys. They were supposed to be part of the evil empire. They had no personality whatsoever. Clone Wars really fleshed them out, gave them story arcs, feelings, things like that, and they were actually the good guys for the better part of the trilogy that you are most familiar with when you first started watching Star Wars. So, uh, you know, big names like Obi-Wan Kenobi had his own squad. Anakin Skywalker had his own squad. And for the fact that everybody was completely executed, I mean, all the Jedi were caught by surprise. I mean, if the Jedi had a heads up on this, I mean, no contest. Jedi would have wrecked them, right?
Yeah.
But it was the ultimate betrayal at the end of the day because these are some of these characters that they've known and had their back for all of that series. Now out of nowhere, just became the enemy number one, and it wasn't even their choice. So the Bad Batch are unique because they are quote unquote the Bad Batch, and they have defects, or how did you call it, enhancements?
Yeah,
As you put it there, Tay.
Yes.
Yeah, so they weren't phased by this. So apparently, the chips that the stormtroopers had planted in them did not work for them. Except maybe you say Crosshair. You said it right.
Well, I don't think his chip worked, but he was still had the mindset of he didn't care about the Jedi. I think it was more so
Right.
he didn't care. Like, this is my job. I got to do my job.
Yeah, absolutely. Clark, I mean, what were your thoughts about seeing this here, kind of refreshing memory on that Star Wars saga, that stage of it, if you will?
I'm gonna be honest. When I went into it, Danny, a couple of things. One, I have never watched any of the animated Star Wars TV series, so I didn't really have uh, uh, a love for it. You know what I mean? Mine was more of the live action and the extended, live action. Obviously, the new Disney Plus, shows Mandalorian and everything. So for me, I didn't really know at all what to expect. And I think it was a good thing because, for one, when I went into it, at first I was just like, okay, this is going to be hard to follow because I really don't know the characters. But once it started to immediately tie into execute order 66 and everything else that went into that, that's my best Emperor Palpatine, impression. But to be honest, I enjoyed it because there was a lot of the things I could tie into, the original trilogy or post, obviously sequel, in between, so excuse me, post prequel, right? The last one, Revenge of the
Mm-hmm.
Sith. So right in that area. So it seems like it's happening right when Revenge of the Sith, when he got, um, scarred, the Emperor got scarred and everything. But at first I was a little hesitant because I'm not used to watching animation with excuse me, with Star Wars, but I actually got into it. And once I got into it, I didn't really just kind of think, okay, I'm watching an animated, show. It really, actually, the
Right.
characters are really, like I said, oh, I mean, these are cool characters, and it really expands on that whole universe with Star Wars. So for me, I actually was. I will say pleasantly surprised because I did not think I was gonna watch. I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it. Let's just put it that way, because of the animation, and just not. It just wasn't my thing to watch the animated shows. But what really gave it to me was Dave Filoni. And so, do you know who Dave Filoni is, Mr. Star Wars man?
I'm just going to look at you blankly for 30 seconds because I can't believe you asked me that question. Of course, Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni is the creator of the Clone Wars and Rebels and this new show Bad Batch, but also he is the collaborative producer with Jon Favreau for a little show called The Mandalorian.
Can't trick you, bro. I can't
Felt,
trick you.
felt
I
that.
can't
Felt
listen.
that.
I cannot. I wait. Hold on.
Yeah.
Release, release.
Oh God.
Thank you. I deserved that. I deserved it. All right. Anyway, no, but seriously, that was a forced joke, by the way, for the novice Star Wars people. Vader had to do that a couple of times when he was managing the Death Star. So, but no, in all seriousness, man, I like, when I saw that in the credit, and just to tie into why I said that, he did an amazing job with the Mandalorian. You just gave me some trivia that I did not know. I did not realize he was the creator of the animated Clone Wars. So that actually was something I did not know
Yeah.
until you mentioned it. I was simply going on the fact that he was part of the collaborative team of making The Mandalorian, which I do love.
Well, just to dig a little deeper on Mr. Filoni over here. So before Lucasfilms was purchased by Disney, Dave Filoni is the hand-picked successor from George Lucas, more than anything else. So outside of you being George Lucas, no one knows more about Star Wars than Dave Filoni. And the reason why we're getting such great content now from Disney when they tried to do it on their own, Dave Filoni came on board and started to steer the shit with John Favreau, and also uh, get the animated series back. Because this show, I should say not this show, but this show is responsible in part because of the success of the Clone Wars when they finished the last season on Disney Plus last year. This Clone Wars was actually canceled before the merger with Disney. So with the help of the Mandalorian success, with the excitement after the final season
So
of
you're
Clone
saying
Wars,
this is tied
now
into it?
this one here,
Is that what you're saying?
this is all
Oh,
tied
okay,
into
great.
it there.
All right,
Absolutely.
good to know.
Yes, all the stuff is tied in there. And the nice thing about what Filoni is, since he knows so much about Star Wars, he brings us characters like the one we're going to talk about now. So Clark, when the clones came back from that trip after that situation with the Padawan escaping, Crosshairs, Tank mentioned, kind of maybe not sure what to do, they go back to Kamino. That's the clone world of the clones.
Can I just say,
And you saw
right?
somebody.
I'm not even gonna say it because I love that area, by the way. Like I love that town, Camino.
Kamino, that town, Kamino.
I love that. Like obviously in the movie Attack of the Clones, I thought it was amazing. And
Mhm.
so when I saw those characters, I thought it was really cool. I just wanted to point that out. I'm geeking out here, Danny. So
No,
if I
it's fine.
interrupt you,
It's fun. Listen, I'm actually okay with
okay,
you
good.
there. This is the
All
one
right,
time
okay,
because it's fun.
all
It's
right,
fun to
all
talk
right,
about
all right.
Star
I just
Wars.
get
I mean,
excited about
we're
it. So
steeped
go ahead. I'm
in Star.
sorry. Go ahead. Continue, sir.
No, it's totally cool. So, but I want to go with you, Clark, on
Yeah.
this one
And
first,
let's not take
right?
too long
Because you
because
said
Tank's just Tank, get up. Up, he's up. Okay, he's up. Sorry, go ahead.
TG, bro. I'm gonna come to you next, Tank. Don't worry. Just
Disrespectful.
just Clark, this hogging the
I
mic
can
like he always
Keep it
does.
feel
civil
your
around here.
anger.
We
Give in to your
talking Star
hatred, and
Wars.
your
You won't let me
journey
shine,
towards
but
the
that's
dark
okay.
side will be
No, but
complete.
hey,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Clark,
I
there you go.
digress. Go ahead.
So we're on Camino. The new Empire just sent somebody over to review the clones. Do you recognize who that character is from the first movie?
Of course. Admiral Tarkif. Takif. You know,
Close. Yes. Grand
right,
Marf
right. I'm
Tarkin
sorry.
is
I
his name.
forgive me. Of course, I know.
Okay.
How could you not realize who that Skeletor played by the way,
Yes.
Dracula, the original, one of the original Christopher Cushing,
Mm-hmm.
and did an amazing job in the 1977, the first movie that brought us to where we are, A New Hope, Star Wars. So very cool stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So he is now transitioning now to the Empire. Grand Moff Tarkin is there to
But he's not Grand
supervise
Marf
the
yet,
clones to
by the
see.
way, just so you know.
No,
Yeah.
correction. You're correct. I'm sorry. I'm so
Right.
used to
That's why I
calling him Grand
said
Moff Tarkin.
Admiral and whatever I said. So
So we'll say
yeah,
Tarkin for the sake of
absolutely,
this
absolutely.
conversation. So he's there to supervise the clones there, and he points at the Bad Batch and forces them to go through a simulation.
I saw that,
Right,
which I thought that
and
scene was
he
amazing,
doesn't
by the
seem like
way.
he's the big. Yeah, absolutely. So Tank, I know you've been waiting patiently, brother. I'm sorry, I can't control this man, as you can see. So I'm gonna put it on him for this year. I want to get you back involved because I want to get you, honestly, more than anybody else. I want to get you excited about
Yeah,
Star Wars.
it's gonna be hard,
I
man.
can't
It's
fix
gonna be
him. He
hard.
says
It's gonna be hard.
he just called him Grand Marshal Taco over there. So my hope lies with you over here.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah.
So Tank, I mean, when you started seeing a little bit more about this here, did you kind of get some memories from the prequel trilogy that you're familiar with? Did you kind of start connecting some of the dots about some of these characters and stuff, or were you kind of lost in that episode, just like who the heck are these guys?
No, I mean, like I did like Tarkin. Like I didn't like I said that's one thing. Like I don't remember outside of the main people. I don't remember everyone's
Yeah.
names, but I remember them from the originals. Um, so when I saw them, I was like, oh, shit's about to go down. First of all, one thing I want to mention is like it was funny that in the beginning scenes, like all five of them took down a whole army that whole army couldn't do. Um, but yeah, but I mean, he came in. I know, like, I don't know if it's just probably just because I don't know if it's how they all looked, or I don't know if it's how they were, how they acted or what. He did not like the Bad Batch from the beginning. Then
Yeah.
he had them do that simulation. Then it's like, you know what? We're gonna do live rounds and not tell them that we're doing live rounds.
They're
Yeah.
clones. They can
That was
handle it.
dirty, wasn't that?
Yeah. So yes,
Yeah.
but then as well, like, because he looked impressed at the end, because
Mhm.
because how with their teamwork and everything. Because I think that's one thing that shows about the Bad Batch, that their teamwork is impeccable.
Yeah.
But like he looked impressed, but he still obviously, when we'll get there, he still he just doesn't trust them for some reason. I guess probably because they're different from all the other clones and everything.
Yeah, well, the biggest goal with Tarkin is that he's not a believer in having clones in the armies there. So, a spoiler, I mean, you know the new original movies, they weren't clones; they were just normal soldiers in white armors, right? So that's where this show is going to kind of explore where the difference is, where they transition from clones to being the stormtroopers
Right.
we know moving
Right.
forward. And Tarkin is a big reason for that. There's a lot of graphic novels when it comes to Star Wars, and Tarkin has one as well too, kind of outlining his distaste for the idea of clones in general, and the fact that these clones are not like the other ones, whereas they can be controlled, and these guys seem to do what they want. He doesn't
Right.
like that
But
even more. So
can I interrupt for just a minute because I have an antidote. Not an antidote, but an antidote. Real quick. So it sounded like he was really they were trying to cut corners and they didn't want to pay up with the contract, and so it sounded like it was a budgetary thing. So are we talking about the empire didn't have enough budget to keep the clones? I mean, because that's what it sounded like when I was watching the show, right? I mean, am I wrong in saying that?
no, actually, you're actually right on track there. So good eye catching that there, because in short, Tarkin's a cheap
Right,
guy. He's a
exactly. I'm
businessman.
like, man, this
He's a
guy is
businessman.
penny pinching, and he doesn't wanna commit to fulfilling the rest of the contract. And then the aliens from that world, they're just like, he better honor it because we have a contract. You know what I mean? And and
Right.
then of course they're trying to sell it. But I just thought that was rather interesting. Even in the Empire, people got to worry about budgets and stuff. And are we getting our money's worth with people that are gonna kill the universe?
I think it
Trying to
was
build that.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
man.
They gotta
That
No,
save the
you know
moon.
what? You're
man, you
right.
stole my
The
line, man.
budget.
That's
Listen, the
exactly what it
budget went
was.
to the Death Star. You are absolutely correct. I did not realize that.
Yeah, because they don't need clones anymore because the war's won, right? The Republic is gone. The Empire has formed. You don't need this huge army anymore. And more importantly, I mean, it probably costs a lot of money to make a clone. I mean, you've
Well, I'm sure
seen
the fuel alone too, like to transport them, and just everything else but they don't
yeah.
have to eat. That's a good thing, or do they?
Actually, yeah, they do eat. They
Oh
They
do.
were in the
man.
cafeteria once. Did you watch it?
Yeah,
Well, hold on a
yeah.
second there, buddy. They're clones. I mean, I guess they need the
Did you
nourishment.
not see
Yeah.
the food
No,
fight?
no, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I did see that. I'm sorry. I need to realize that clones are not robots. See, that's the part where I get confused. So yeah. No, no, no. No worries. No worries. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead.
feel like Clark saw the version of Star Wars where it's from a galaxy far, far away, but as far as my budget can go, kind of way. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But
But I mean,
yeah,
listen
man. I
though, if
mean,
you were to
yeah,
look at Star
Tarkin.
Wars though, they did cut corners. By the time they got to Star Wars, they were using big buttons to, to like and they were using like I'm just saying though, But no, no, I'm
No,
just messing with you.
no, you're right. I mean, in fairness, they probably cut some of the budget because I mean, the OG stormtroopers they couldn't shoot for
No.
nothing back in those days. They missed everything. So
I mean,
yeah,
they still kind of miss everything
they, they
except for Jedi's. Order 66.
yeah, yeah. No,
But
but Clone Wars got
it
down.
still
They
took
were
them a
good.
lot longer to kill that one.
Yeah, yeah. That's true.
But
That's
that's the
true.
thing. Like I was talking about, like how the planning that went to Order 66, because like all the Jedi's, there was like one or two of them with a bunch of stormtroopers. Because if it was just a few, that wouldn't have it wouldn't have been able to do it.
Whoa. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry, Tank. I didn't mean to cut you off, but your brother Lento just came up with the line
Oh,
of the night.
jeez.
I have to do this here. I wish we had a way to pop this on the
Oh,
screen.
brother.
So shout out to Alento. Alento is now my favorite viewer of all time. You guys got to beat this one here. Alento states, Clark watched Spaceballs, not Star Wars.
May the Swarts be with you. May the Swarts be with
Oh,
you.
oh my gosh.
Alento,
Alento.
I have a
Oh,
message for you.
he's,
You,
you just got canceled by Alento, bro.
you. I am
He
watching
canceled you.
you.
Ouch.
I am the
Ouch.
Senate. How about this, Alento? I am the Senate.
Man, I don't don't know if I can talk after that. I can't
Give
recover. I
in
don't
to
know.
your hatred.
Just
Your
absorbing that
journey
because
towards the
dang,
dark
Lento
side will be complete.
killed him.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's all right, Spaceballs. All right, so moving along.
May the swords be
So,
with you. All right, sorry, go ahead. I'll stop.
so, yeah. So I mean, also we got introduced to a new character that we're all seeing for the first time. Somebody called Omega. She's a clone as
I
well too.
love that character. I really do.
You like this
I
one here?
do love that character.
I feel like this is our new, in a way, kind of our baby Yoda for the TV show. Like they always
Really?
have to
I was thinking
put
this.
like
I
a
was thinking
cute
11,
little kid.
actually. Stranger Things.
Oh yeah, that's another good way to look at it. There, I like
Yeah.
that. That's actually really cool. There. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. So, but she seems like she's like a little mini badass too. I mean,
Listen,
she at the end.
I thought it was really
Yeah.
cool. I thought the character was awesome, and I was really happy to see them have take her along, and that she was part of that clone thing. I thought it was pretty cool to have her there. I could see a situation where, let's say, you and I were running the Kessel Run, and Tank was with us. He'd be like, "Man, don't bring the kid, man. Come on, don't bring the kid." I could see him bitching about that or complaining about it. I definitely could see that. Can you see that, Danny? I mean, I know I can.
I mean, you can't put me on the spot with my boy Tank over there. I mean,
Here we go with
I think
here's the
Tank would be all
bromance
right.
over
Tank,
there.
why don't
Here
you
they
answer
go.
for
Hey,
yourself,
pay
man?
attention,
You on the
everybody.
Kessel Run?
This is where they start to collaborate against me, and they start to, like, gang up on me. This is what I have to deal with. Okay, just pay attention there. Alento,
Clark,
I was
I
disappointed.
sense
I'm
much fear in you,
disappointed
Clark.
in you,
Listen
Alento.
here, Clark Palpatine.
Yeah. Lennox
But
is
no,
dropping
like
heat on you
in
tonight.
the beginning, yeah, I would have been said no, leave, no, I don't want this kid around. But like towards the end, when she like was a master shooter with the blaster,
Yeah.
and was like, I don't even know how I did
Right.
that.
Once see, Tank would be more like the, oh man, we gotta bring the
You
annoying
want to
kid.
keep going.
We're gonna bring the annoying kid now. We gotta deal with that bullshit. But then he's the one that'll, like, grow to, like, appreciate and care for the kid. I get it. I get it.
So like
Well, I
the
think
Mandalorian.
Wait a second.
I
I
think
just thought
with
of something
this,
real quick. Can I just have a squirrel moment? He's the remember, like, may the swords be with you. He's Chewie. Tank is Chewy.
what?
Can we do a Chewy?
I'm done.
We're never doing Star Wars again.
Yeah, do it. Can we do
I
it?
agree
No?
with you.
I just got
Unbelievable.
compared to Chewbacca.
All right, yeah. So
You
everybody,
just
ladies and
called the
gentlemen,
grown man
the
Chewbacca
role of
on live
Chewbacca will
TV.
be Tank. Tank, you are Chewbacca. Chewy.
No,
Chewy.
I
I'm
do
gonna start
no, I
calling
do
you
not
Chew. Can I
know.
start
Oh.
I
calling
did
you?
not sign off on
All
that.
right, fine, whatever. All right, let's move on. Go ahead.
Tank fans himself more of a Han Solo type than a Chewie, if it came down to it. Am I right? No. I gotta be Solo. I gotta be Han. But you know what? You can be Lando.
Why you gotta be?
Smoothest man in the
Why you gotta
galaxy.
be Lando,
Smoothest man
Danny?
in the
Why you gotta be
galaxy.
Lando? Why
Huh?
you gotta be Lando for? Why can't he be Princess Leia? Why can't he be?
Because you're Chewie, buddy. That's why.
All right. Well, you gotta always give him the cool. Why you always gotta give him the cool person? Why you gotta give him the cool person? Of course you're gonna choose
You can't
Lando.
mess with
All right. Anyway, let's just move on. Go ahead.
Billy D. Williams represent. Anyways,
Oh,
moving
wait, real
on.
quick, hold
Moving
on,
on
because
here.
Alento is on a roll here, so we could get as good as we get. Yes, I'm sorry, Danny. I'm going to be that guy today. Tank will be like the Hound was with Ariane Gott. I think that's hilarious. That is freaking hilarious. You are the Hound, sir. You, good sir, are the Hound. All right. For those of you that don't know who the Hound is, he was a incredibly maniacal brute of a character in the Game of Thrones world, who hated his brother, by the way,
Yep.
Alento, so be careful.
So
You better be nice to him. All right, go ahead.
so
I'm sorry.
after that's okay. So after meeting with Omega, we all kind of agree. We kind of see her as like the new sidekick of the team. Yeah, Clark, you mentioned like I don't know if he was just a snatch at like Tank there, but I kind of agree with that. Like my first thing was like, oh great, here we go. You have a
Well, right,
Force character,
exactly,
you know.
yeah, exactly.
But she seems like she's gonna be one of those characters that quickly grows on me
Oh,
as well
well,
too.
by
So I'm
the end,
actually
I was
excited for her.
definitely, I was definitely thinking this is going to be a really cool character to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, the next thing here, you know, Tarkin is not convinced that the the Bad Batch are actually going to work with the new Empire there, and they send them on this strange mission, and they come across another legacy character on their mission there. Do you guys know who Saw Gerrera is? Let me help you guys out. So, if you guys have seen Rogue One,
Yeah.
Forrest Whitaker is in that movie. You guys know who Forrest Whitaker is?
Academy Award-winning actor Forrest Whitaker. Yes, we know who he is.
I'm sorry, I didn't see any reaction faces. Like, okay, do we really not know who Forrest Whitaker is? Well, yeah. So that's Forrest Whitaker's character from Rogue One in his younger days there as well. So this is not only going to be showing the beginnings of the new Empire, but it's also going to be starting the showings of rebellion on the good side as well too. So that's the great thing about Star Wars. They could just pluck characters out of anywhere, put them in that timeline, and just kind of connect the entire story together there.
When was Rogue One in the timeline? That's one thing I always get confused because I keep on all these movies. When was that in the timeline?
Yeah, so think of Rogue One as like maybe a few weeks before A New Hope. It's like literally, it's that close to that timeline because they're looking to steal the plans for the Death Star and all that stuff there.
Okay,
so
I remember at the last scene was
it's like right there.
I remember like the last scene was Darth Vader wrecking shit.
Yeah, that was badass, wasn't it? That was my favorite scene from that movie too. I agree, man.
That's the only thing I really remember from that movie. That scene.
Yeah, no, listen, it's a good movie. Honestly, of the new movies that have come out that Disney produced, I think that's probably the strongest one. I would put it in that
Rogue
order.
One?
Yeah, I would say Rogue One, and then Solo from there, and then those new trilogy movies that they did, like in the order, like what Disney's produced.
I disagree. Solo was not as good as you're giving it credit for, in my opinion.
Oh, okay. No,
I really like Solo.
I enjoyed it, but you're saying that it trumps any of the sequels to Star Wars. So you're saying that it definitely trumps like The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and the finale. Of course, the finale it was, but you're saying it trumps all three.
Absolutely, no question in my mind.
I respectfully disagree with both of you, and I'm just going on record for saying that.
But can we agree that Rogue One is the best?
Yes,
out of all
yes,
the movies?
I totally agree with you.
No, I would put Solo above it.
Solo's cool, man. Solo's cool, but I mean,
we know why.
OG
Chewie.
Oh man, no, because of Lando. You see connection there. No, Donald Glover was a great Lando.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, and even the guy who played Solo did a pretty good job as well too.
Danny, I got a question for you though. I heard that you seek Yoda. Yes.
The hell you saying, man? Speak up.
I said you seek Yoda. Strange and disturbing this puzzle is. Strange and disturbing. No?
You're not allowed to talk.
All right, let's move on. Okay, I'm sorry. It did. Listen, some of them hit and some of them miss. I just do what I can. I just keep trying, okay? So we'll just continue on. Danny, why is it I can feel your anger? It's boiling. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, good.
I'm acting up. I know. I'm sorry, guys.
You are.
I'm sorry.
You know what? It's because it shows running
long.
Well,
it's running long because we had audio issues and, we had, some other issues that were no fault of anyone in this group. We'll leave it at that.
All right. Well, let's get to the finale.
Yeah, please.
Of this episode,
bring us along there,
really
Mr. Producer.
Let's pick this up right here at the end here. So the team escapes from that prison there, and then right at the end, we got the twist of one of the Bad Batch turning on their own at the end. Crosshair, that Tank mentioned there, who was kind of acting funny the whole episode. I mean, did you guys feel like for someone who, let's say, who has never watched Star Wars before and is picking this up first time, do you think this was a good episode?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was a good episode. I mean, because it was, they had like callbacks to previous shows and movies, but it wasn't so much to where you couldn't follow, where if you didn't follow it, that you didn't know what was going on. And like I said, I haven't really watched. I think I've only seen a couple episodes of Clone Wars, but I was still able to follow it. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan, so I mean, I've watched all the movies multiple times, but not religiously, like like probably like you guys do, but I was still able to to fully follow it, and enjoy it. The bad, all the characters are really well written. Especially I really like the what was his name, Wrecker, the big guy. He was hilarious.
Wreck is funny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why these shows are so important. Thing I like that she said that because full disclosure for me, even as a Star Wars fan, I can't say that every Star Wars movie is fantastic. I was not a big fan of the prequel trilogy. When it first came out originally, I think Revenge of the Sith was the strongest out of those three movies. But you know these companion pieces, such as Clone Wars, such as Bad Batch, heck, The Mandalorian takes place right after Return of the Jedi. These companion pieces is what's really going to take Star Wars into the future here because there's so many stories to tell, and the fact that these stories are being told helps me appreciate some of the movies we've gotten so far. So, like after watching Clone Wars and after some of these other shows like Rebels and stuff came out, I actually have gone back and looked at those movies in a different perspective now because now I know more of what's going on. Because George Lucas, let's be honest, he's no Martin Scorsese. Okay, he's not the best director. I feel like he had a great idea. He got lucky. It stuck during that time. But I think when he brought it back, it just wasn't as good as we remembered it to be. Like guys like me and Clark over there. But these shows here really help put a lot of those movies in perspective. And more importantly, make me remember that Disney absolutely sucks at making Star Wars movies without George Lucas or Dave Filoni. Just going to put that out
Well,
there too.
let's not forget a little name called Favreau. Just saying.
But Favreau's coming on now during the success
Well,
now.
that's true.
So we're
But
talking
he's the
about
one that helped
we're talking
really.
about Force
Right, right.
Awakens.
Okay, I got you.
We're talking about all the way to Rise of Skywalker. We're also talking about good old J.J. Abrams, your
He's
boy,
not my
right? I
boy.
think you guys
He's
like
not
that
my
guy a
boy.
lot. Right?
I don't like
Yeah.
him, and I don't like his filters either, or his camera. What do they call that?
Yeah.
The
The little
yeah, the
strobe
strobe
lights that he
lights or
has on
whatever.
film there.
I'm not into that bullshit either. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead. Yeah, yeah, no, good stuff. Good
But
stuff.
yeah, but all the same though, I mean, Clark, for yourself, I mean, this being like your real first taste of the animated side of things and being a longtime Star Wars fan, I mean, what did you think about this first episode?
I'll be honest. At first, it was very like, am I going to get into this? And I think it was important for me to just kind of see it through. But it did, in my mind before I even watched it. But at least for the show. But I will say that I was impressed because it did go long for this first episode. It was like an hour and 10 minutes. I would imagine all the other episodes will be probably like in the 30 to 40 minute range. So I think that will play better, as far as like episodically, for us to like, But I think for me, I'm enjoying the characters. Man, I would love to see them in live action. That would be pretty cool. But I do like that, what they're doing, and I just have to kind of embrace a different medium. There's a lot of animation out there, and I know, recently even Tank had brought up some really good animated, shows that I didn't think I would like, and I started watching one of the shows that he recommended here, in a previous episode of the House of Fandom, which was Invincible, and I'm actually enjoying the first episode. I haven't finished the whole thing yet, so I'm giving it a chance. I enjoyed it, and I look forward to, like, all the callbacks is, I think, what's making me really invested in it.
Well, no problem there, Clark. I mean, hey, just so you know, I recommend staying with the show, Clone Wars. I mean, the Bad Batch. Excuse me here, because you boys both like the Mandalorian,
Love it.
correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Love it. Okay. Do you guys have heard of Ahsoka Tano, the character she played in? Well, you're saying that, but do you know where Ahsoka
Rosario
Tano?
Dawson. It came from the Clone Wars. Yes, I know this.
Okay, but you never watched the
I
Clone
know, but
Wars,
I
right? You
know
just said.
because I know Star Wars.
But okay, so I
I'm
would
sorry. You
strongly
know what?
recommend
You
you
know what?
watch
Hold
the
on, hold on,
damn
hold on.
shit.
Go ahead, go ahead.
My point I'm going is stay on top. I wish I can do that in real life right now. You have no idea.
Release.
Live on YouTube. The
I'm
views would be
sorry.
through the
I
roof.
deserved it. I deserved it. I'm
Hit that
sorry.
like button right now, folks. Right now, hit the like button.
Yes, hit that like
Um,
button and subscribe to the House of
no,
Fandom.
yeah,
How can we not
I'll
say
check
that?
myself
Or
on videos and
else,
subs right now.
Danny
Yeah,
is
don't
gonna
forget,
give
guys.
you a force choke like he just did to me right now. And we can also get
Yeah,
Tank
so
to crack some heads as well. So anyway, I kid with the cracking of
I'm
heads.
gonna send you guys the list of the 20 episodes to catch up on from Clone Wars. We'll catch up on everything. There's like about 100 something episodes almost. Just watch 20 to 30 minutes long. It'll definitely be worth your time. You're gonna actually get really hooked
Yeah,
in the show. But you guys are gonna want to watch
right,
it because a lot of these characters are rumored to be in the new Book of Boba
right,
Fett
which is live action,
and
right?
Mandalorian
Yeah,
season 3.
absolutely.
Not to mention potentially also the new Obi-Wan Kenobi
Oh,
series that's
dude.
coming out as well
Real
too.
quick, Danny, Manny Rivera, who is new to the chat, says you need to give this Clone Wars animation a chance. So he definitely echoes what you were saying, as well. So maybe I will give it a chance. Is it on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
It's all on
You know
Disney
what? Maybe
Plus,
I just
man.
need to.
You got it.
Maybe
You can
maybe I
watch it
do need
all.
to go back in there. But when you said Obi-Wan, I was super excited about that. Um,
I saw a little twinkle in your
so
eye
when is
pop up.
when
Did
is
you
that
say Obi, my
when is
boo?
that coming out?
When is that? Well, I mean, apparently they're getting started for production now. They're going to be using the same technology from the Mandalorian that they used.
Beautiful.
If you guys have a chance to look at the
Yeah,
making
I
of the
have.
Mandalorian,
I have.
it's incredible
Amazing.
technology, unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Not even actually on a real set, a full 3-dimensional screen there. It looks like the real deal. I would
Yeah,
never have
I,
known if
I
they
thought
didn't tell
that.
me that there.
Let me
But
tell you,
using
Danny.
the same technology, and more importantly, Anakin Skywalker, aka Darth Vader, will be in that
I
show
have a
as well too.
concern. What are they gonna do? Is he gonna be Darth Vader, or is he gonna be coming out with like a bootleg, clone? What's his name? Kylo Ren type of helmet that like he has like a helmet that we didn't know about. Like he wasn't always wearing the Darth Vader mask, so he'll come out like with his like hoodie and just be like, "Yo, what's up? I'm Darth Vader, but I'm not really Darth
No.
Vader."
Clark, you just
If I,
exposing yourself today, bro. Because
if I remember
everybody
if I remember
knows.
correctly, at the end
Let them
of
know,
Revenge
Tank.
of the Sith, he was getting put into the Darth Vader suit.
Well, I know that, but so we're saying that he's gonna come in as Darth Vader.
So there's not gonna be no damn bootleg damn
So
thing
he's
there,
gonna be
Clark.
Darth Vader.
Only thing
Yeah,
it's gonna
he's
be
Where's
Darth
different
James
Vader.
Earl
if he has
Jones?
the
He's
Exposing
91
yourself,
years old.
phony.
it's gonna be
James
it's gonna
Earl
be
Jones is gonna be the voice. Why do we why do we need him then?
Why do we
nostalgia.
need him? Who knows?
Nostalgia.
He's still Darth Vader, and
I know, but we're never gonna
at the
see him.
same time, maybe we will though. There's a lot of
But we're not
instances
gonna
in
hear
Star
him.
Wars
If we're
where.
gonna hear James
just
Earl
a,
Jones,
Hold on, let me finish. I'll answer your question here. There's a
fine.
chance that there's going to be a big fight between him and Obi-Wan, and there's actually precedence for it there that there's been a lot of fights where Darth Vader has his mask cut off during a battle and you actually see his face.
So I can get behind that. I would love to see
Ooh.
if he's not wearing the modulator, you know what I mean? That his voice modulator, and maybe that's how they're gonna have him talk. And so he'll talk with his, Hayden Christensen voice. I mean, do you think that that's a possibility, Danny?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everything's on the table here. I mean, that's what's so great about having the Bad Batch and what it's doing now. It's setting all the stuff in motion to that gap for about 20 some odd years between Anakin going to Darth Vader to Luke emerging in New Hope. We're gonna get a chance to fill that gap with
So the
this
whole
show. We're gonna
Star
get another
Wars
chance.
universe really kind of like jumps into that. It's almost like the midpoint, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I
Between
mean,
the
this is
prequels
this
and the sequels.
exactly, Clark. So I mean, that's what's great about what Disney and Lucasfilm is doing right now. They're filling the bridge a lot of those gaps and getting us really interesting stories. Not necessarily all with Jedi like we're used to, but still there are other exciting characters here. I mean, I did not think I was gonna like the Mandalorian because there was not a lightsaber to be seen. Mandalorian is the most popular thing on this planet. Correction, Baby Yoda is the most popular thing on this planet. You guys want to see what I got for my birthday a couple weeks ago? Take a look at this. This is what the wife got me.
Look at mine. Oh, yours is
Yeah, well,
better.
mine's bigger than
Yours
yours.
better than mine, man. Damn. Mine was $20 at Walmart. Yours looks like it was $400 or $500. Don't
I
lie.
would know because it was a birthday present. Thank you, honey. I love you. This is fantastic. So this
Does it
right here
talk?
is actually no, he doesn't talk. What are you, a tickle me Elmo? Like no,
Elmo.
no, doesn't talk. No, but this is actually an exact replica from the TV show The Mandalorian. This was actually produced by Sideshow Collectibles, but it was actually designed by the same team that did The Mandalorian.
Danny,
So
can you
this is the
bring that
same
closer to the
exact.
camera? Yeah. There you go. Bring it a little closer. Yeah, there you go. And then bring them to the. Yeah, that's cool. That is pretty cool. It's kind of like eerily like realistic
This
looking
was
there.
made by the same team. This is from the same team that actually made the real one.
Oh
Oh my
god.
goodness. Mora's
Don't
getting
even
the,
don't
the
even
mod
repeat.
father
Don't
coming in
even
there.
repeat that,
Yes,
Danny.
Mora.
Don't even.
It is
No,
bigger.
let's move on
All
here.
right.
There's children watching. Anyway, I kid. There's no kids watching. Only big kids. Anyway, but yeah, no. I listen. We know. Oh shit, you got a lot of cool stuff back there, Danny. I see
Yeah. I'll
R2D2
give you a
back
quick
there.
second. Let me put this guy back over here before it falls over and I kill you
Yeah,
because you
no,
didn't
no,
even
no,
take him
no.
out.
It's perfectly fine there. Go ahead and take care of your collectible.
So
I'm gonna while you're doing that, real quick, for everyone in the chat, let me just say thank you so much for being here. Dave O'Donnell, Manny Rivera, Alento, of course, our Mysterio fourth host on the chat, Hernan and all the others that are on the chat right now, really making it pop. If you have a chance, please hit that subscribe button to the House of Fandom. We're trying to grow the channel and continue to grow, but in order for us to do that, we got to get the word out there that hey, we're a channel that's going to talk about fandom in all areas of the world, whether it's sports, movies, as Danny was showing you, collectibles, Tank in the animation, as well as DC, Marvel Universe, all these different things that we all love. And so, please hit that like and subscribe button. We do appreciate it. I know that, it's like almost seems obligatory for any podcaster to say those words, but genuinely, we appreciate the people that love the content and we love the engagement, which is why we do it live. So, but Danny, thank you for sharing that amazing collectible.
yeah, no problem, guys. And also, guys, if you like that we're roasting Clark on a real full-time basis, you're not going to want to miss the next episode. So you definitely want to hit that like button. You definitely want to share with your friends, and you definitely want to subscribe so you don't miss that next episode because we're just going to keep coming at it for Star Wars month. So we do appreciate all the support that you guys give us here. The feedback's been fantastic. We appreciate it from bottom of our house how much you guys support us here. So yeah, guys. I mean, I'm still looking forward to next week. We're gonna keep our coverage of Star Wars, whether it's fandom news or it's another episode of the Bad Batch. But at the same time, we're gonna be actually adding something to the show come next week here. We want to give you guys a little bit because we understand not everybody's gonna want to tune in for all Star Wars all the time. So we want to keep our fans as well happy with that. So we're going to be covering the new show that is going to be premiering tomorrow on Netflix, Jupiter's Legacy. So this is going to be our first time tackling a Netflix series, so it's going to be great. We're going to be up to date with everything there. We can watch it at our own pace. But looking forward to seeing that show as well
Yeah,
next week.
and that one looks really good, Danny. I mean, we played the trailer here before in one of our episodes. I'm pretty excited about it. Tank, are you excited about that show? Because I mean, it looks pretty interesting to me. That whole superhero spin and be better than your parents type of thing. What do you think of that? It kind of parallels a little bit of Invincible. It seems.
Yeah. I'm definitely interested. I like, I much like Superman. I like any other like characters who are Superman power, like have like similar powers to him, but don't have like the morals of him. So it shows like what someone with those powers would really do. So I'm always like like saying like the boys, like Invincible, as I've always talked about. So I'm really interested to see where this show goes, and also how, because it seems like it's going to go like span a lot of years, because I think it starts where like the one guy, the main hero, is young and then goes to like him and his kids. So I'm definitely gonna be interested to see where that goes, especially since I've never even heard of the comic book before.
Yeah, I haven't either, and so I'm excited about it. I know Danny really, brought it to our attention, so it's going to be exciting to kind of talk to through that. I mean, any kind of show that like gives that different spin, almost like The Boys, You know what I mean? Like in a way, it should be interesting, to kind of see how that goes. I do want to say, real quick, we did get two subscribers, two new subscribers during the show with audio issues and camera
Your
issues.
voices. Oh yeah.
People demand we roast Clark more. I
I
told you
guess
it's
so.
working.
Listen, I thank you, whoever you are. I don't know who it was, but the two that subscribed, thank you for subscribing to the channel. We so appreciate it, and just continue to do that. So we're gonna, obviously be continuing to grow. But before we close out, Danny, you want to, take us home with, anything else? Obviously, great job today, Danny, with bringing Star Wars back to us. I was really excited about it. And regardless of any of the little technical issues that can always be fixed on the back end, but I mean, amazing show today. I just really appreciate the effort that you put into producing this show today, Danny. So I just want to make sure I told you that.
Thank you, Clark. We appreciate that very much. I mean, it was not easy. It was a team collaborative thing.
Sure.
I actually asked my son, what would you like to cover on your show as well, too?
Nice.
So when I told him we were going to cover Bad Batch, he went bananas for it. So I got to give props to Little Man for that one because he
Very
wanted that one
cool.
in there. So
Very
I said, all
cool.
right, I'll
Very
do it.
cool. Yeah,
But
very cool.
yeah, I mean, I'm happy about everything here. And again, for the folks that are listening, please, like we said before, definitely hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends and family. We appreciate it. And on my side of things, may the force be with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tank, obviously, we had some really good music in the beginning of the show, and we're closing out with the music again. Can you give us that shout out by the music is provided today by whom?
It was provided by my one of my closest friends, Joel Torres, also known as Steel Frame Music. Like I say, he does awesome beats.
Yeah, definitely awesome beats. And if I might say, gentlemen, may the force be with you as well. Yes, Tank.
Yes.
Thank you,
Really.
I
Jesus.
feel like I'm in church and I got to say, and also with you. Like,
No, but I mean, Tank's just looking at me like with that look that he always gives us, that Manson stare, and I'm like, come on, man, like it's like, the force be
Manson
with
stare.
you. I mean,
What is with the
well,
disrespect
I
today,
mean,
man?
listen, I'm just saying,
he's coming. That's it. Get him.
listen,
Tank.
all
Dirty
I'm
call,
saying is
Chewbacca.
you have been giving me a look. I see it. It's a weird look, man. It's got like I'm gonna kill you look, and it just kind of, I don't know, it just
Just my
kind of made me
face.
a little nervous. That's all. That's
Just
all.
my face.
Listen, folks, we're going to take this off here in a few
But
seconds
no,
here.
no.
And next week, we may have only two hosts of the House of Fandom. We're going to take this off screen,
Yeah.
duke it out. There can only be one.
But hey, no, listen. In all fairness, in all seriousness, we kid. We love doing this show. These guys are amazing co-hosts. Hosting it along with me, and we're having such a great time doing it. Again, the House of Fandom. I see other people have been joining as we speak, even to close the show. For those of you that have joined, welcome to the House of Fandom. We definitely look forward to bringing you more awesome shows. We've got Townie Sports coming up. That's going to be on Tuesday, and the boys will be continuing their coverage on NBA playoffs, soccer, as well as some other special things that they have planned on their show. And then don't forget, yours truly, Clark, for all my reality show junkies out there. I got you. We got you. It is 90 Day Fandom, where Clark goes in and talks about the wacky world of people going overseas to find love, and guys or girls from overseas trying to come to America, and all kinds of craziness, and hits the fan. But I'm having a really fun time, getting a lot of good feedback doing that show as well. So with that, gentlemen, how could we forget Moira? Thank you once again for
The
supporting
Mod
us,
Father.
supporting
That's the new
us.
name.
The mod, did you say the mod father? Or what about the mod
The
mother?
Mod Father.
But what about the mod mother?
It rolls off the tongue better. I mean, we know
But but
Moira's a girl, but still.
but so okay, all right. So yeah, all right, cool, man, cool. Yeah, all right, it's fine.
Mod Father. I'm going
All
with
right,
it.
we'll
Okay.
go with it. But thank you, Moira, and then of course, Alento. We look forward to having you on, hopefully in the next few weeks when your schedule permits. That should be a very cool show. And also, we're looking further ahead at some really cool guests that are going to be coming very soon. We've got an artist and a real Marvel connoisseur that is gonna bring some really great perspectives to the Marvel world, and we'll definitely look forward to that coming on the horizon. So, gentlemen, have a great night. And again, thank you everyone for joining the House of Fandom. Enjoy the music coming right at you. Good night, everybody. Good morning if you're in morning time. Take care.